Well, this is a bit impromptu, guys, out in the peanut gallery. I was home for the day and looking around on the old YouTubes and seeing what stupidity's out there, in brackets, inverted commas.
Oh,
Seems to be that guy getting a lot of attention at the moment. It seems now that we've gone into using frisbees as scientific um, instruments.
yeah.
Yes, I'm going to use three things the same size to talk about the model that I want you to do.
That's from frisbee golf. Those three frisbees.
Ah,
Just wanted to point that out.
okay.
I'm just wondering what other choice he would have had when he reached back to grab something. That's what he ended
Well,
up. That's what he ended up grabbing.
well, the thing is, he probably had a. No, I won't say it. I won't say it.
Well, he had to have
Terry,
something round. Yes, Alan.
But he might have a few balloons that he could tie a knot in it.
Just tie a knot in it.
No, we have got a soundboard for that from somewhere around. I wonder where
Well, he came
I
really well
haven't actually got it.
that'd be.
I haven't got tie a knot in it as one of the options in the soundboard.
Oh no!
I've been all I've really got for that is blah 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 blah.
Oh, not even sound clip.
Hey, I got a funny link. When I used to be part of the the Oakley crew, when Alan B was calling me a flip flop, like he gave me the flip flop name, right? He was calling me flip flop, and he said I was too
Or
facey,
right before when
and
you're
I
on your
was not.
phone.
Uh, and then Nathan Oakley, you can hear Nathan Oakley defending me big time, bro. It's hilarious, bro.
Play it
That
and
was
put the time. Put a timestamp.
it's 4 hours 27,
Oh, I'm not watching.
45 4 hours. Um, 44 minutes and 20 seconds.
Yeah.
This is, it is funny shit. Can we hear? Can we hear it?
Oh shit! I forgot me cuppa.
Terry didn't put his sign up.
Yeah, I did put my sign up. Well, what sign's that?
The coffee mug.
Yeah, but I've got these headphones. I don't need to do that.
Yes, but we need to know in case you've got something playing. We can tell you, come back. You gotta stop.
Well, I'm not playing anything at the moment.
Or like if you're brewing a cup of coffee or something and you're still walking around with them, we can still hear you.
Okay, what have we got here?
Oh,
Yes, but his
Terry,
arms aren't 6 feet long. He can't reach the keyboard to push pause.
uh, open Jose. Pause that.
Terry, I'm going to be a really naughty person now, and I'm going to start e-begging in the side chat with a link to the eBay to the PayPal giving page for the organisation that runs the centre where my veterans drop in is on a Thursday,
That's
because
fine, Helen. That's fine.
their finances are getting worse and worse because they got shafted by the local council um, with a contract that they had for providing services. So
Okay.
we need some help. So every penny counts.
Yeah. No, it's always
So I have.
it's always good to contribute to organisations that help the community.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just the veterans group that they have. You know, they have they do a lot of stuff for various different parts of the community. They're very focused on well-being. Sort of,
Mhm.
uh, helping people have a better quality of life.
Yeah.
And so it's the place where we're trying to get a men's shed set up as well. But we have that.
The men's shed side of an organisation like our men's shed. Yeah, somewhere for the old guys, or not old guys, but I'm the youngest one there. To go there and have a chit chat and maybe do a few tinker around with a few things.
Exactly. And it's quite odd because we're somewhere that's got the facilities. We're just trying to find the people.
Well, the people are there.
You
just got to find out somehow, don't they?
Yeah, that's the problem. Getting people to want to come. So you can finding the people who might want to do it is the hardest bit.
But do you go through the younger ones that say, okay, I've got grandparents or a granddad that's sitting at home doing nothing or whatever, or he's got his own little workshop maybe, and he wants to interact and go somewhere else where he can learn and do things with other older people the same age? Maybe the younger ones are the ones that need to talk their grandparents into these things.
Yeah, well, and maybe even bring some of the younger ones along with them. Because why should it just be older people doing it? But
and they have a granddad day as well sometimes, these men's sheds, where you can bring your grandchildren in for the day, especially with school holidays like we've got at the moment.
Yeah.
Bring the kids in, they do a project together or something. Just make something simple up for them.
Yeah, well, it's a little tricky at the minute, but
we've even had outings. We haven't gone out for a while, but we've had outings at our shed where we've gone for a drive somewhere to a different men's shed to have a look.
Yeah.
Because there's a few of them around now over here.
Well, that's where I hadn't realised, but apparently that's where Australia's where the men's shed movement started, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's turned into a cooperative or there's what are those words they call for an organisation type thing? Men's Shed Association.
Yeah, there's like
or something.
That's it. Yeah, because we had somebody come and talk to us about it, and he's on our national committee, and he actually got a trip to visit men's shed stuff in Australia.
Now I'm going to play this video regardless of your opinions on the person's channel, but that's not what we're playing it for, because there's a certain person on this panel that wouldn't mind listening to something that somebody's going to say on here.
Yeah.
Try not to laugh. Here we go.
Validate his claim. You were just citing him to validate your claim literally 30 seconds ago.
Because he's biased. Spurs is biased.
Sorry, hang on. You just literally told us, go and ask Spurs, because Spurs is a moderator there and he can validate this.
He'll look after you. He'll get you in.
What are you talking about? We're asking you for your evidence of your assertion, and you just seem to be getting us onto a Discord channel using Spurs. That's not providing evidence of what you've claimed.
Hang in there.
Spurs will get you into the Discord channel.
So what? I want you to present evidence that Jose behaves any differently in Discord than he does here. Do you have any evidence for that?
Jose had a conversation with him about it, and he says it's not change, it's adaptation. Depends where I am. The approach must be slightly different. Depends on who you talk to. If you want to stay in the discussion.
Exactly.
Says
I don't see anything wrong with it.
That doesn't seem to back Alan's point, P.
Yeah. I mean, I think it does.
Really? It's just pretty much the same thing he said here. Silence.
And if Spurs want to tell something about me, because I have cornered Spurs, he have made some claims in the Game Panda, and I have argue against his points as a Spurs. You cannot talk about this and you cannot say that, and we get into little arguments in there. So if Spurs got something to tell about me, he will say it, because
Spurs,
I mean,
Spurs, will back,
we're not buddies, you know.
Spurs would back you, Jose. He's a pathological liar.
Oh, so when you asked us to get just a red herring. Hello.
Hello, how's it going?
Hello, how's it going? Can't quite read your name.
Aesthetic brainiac.
Sorry,
Yes.
you guessed what's your name?
Aesthetic brainiac.
So is this back in the days when you were on that side of the fence, Jose?
Yeah, when I was still on a member of the Oakley show, when I was still full on flat earther.
Oh, la la
I
land.
used to participate in the Game Panda, server every once in a while. And when PMars had his Discord, very active, I used to jump in and talk with him every once in a while. So I used to be nice, and talk to him, and they start, Alan be like, "What's up, flip flopper? Like, you're not a real flat earther." It happened like earlier in the show, and then they just went full on talking about it. Like, "Oh, you made accusations that Jose's not a real flat earther. What's going on?" And that's what went down in there. But it went on and on. He got heated.
So this was back in late
October 2018.
Yeah, 2018.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Over
Over
a year ago.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is that P. Mars was defending you.
Nah, not really. Timars tried to steer shit and say like, no, Jose is two faces because he come in and he was trying to say like I wasn't the same person that I used to play a role in the Nathan Oakley show and play a different role on his server when I was on. And I said like, dude, that's not it. What I do is if I talk in your server, I'm not gonna come in telling no, if you ask me questions, I'm gonna tell you like I really don't know, tell me. And I hear your explanations. I say I want to be nice and polite because I want to stay in the server. I don't want to argue with you. I'm not a debater. I always say. So he said,
Right.
you two faces, you've been nice to me and you've been in Oakley, just being a solid flat earther. I said, like, what? I'm being the same. What the fuck you want me to do? To be an ass to everybody that is not a flat earther? He said, like, yeah, pretty much. I said, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you?
but in that brief moment, he was defending it. He was defending you, and you didn't even know it.
In that point, yep.
Yeah.
Nathan was on defending me, but he said like, "What's up?" So Jose hasn't changed his position all the time. Like, what's up?
Yeah.
It was funny. If you want to scroll maybe a few minutes and put it to see what's going on, because it was fun. Like the whole thing after that was funny.
Yeah, I can't tell who's talking because the way he's got it laid
I
out.
can't either. Just play a little bit and see what went down.
Hello, you guessed.
It's gone on mute.
We need to have a little bit more conversation with you, or you're going to get kicked out.
It did say hello.
So what? Can you say a bit
Okay.
more than hello?
Dude, speak up.
No, I've kicked him out.
Win.
Yeah, I heard
The
Arwen.
plain truth was there. Yeah, the plain truth was there too. Riley was in
You've
that
still got the same
panel.
problem.
PMars,
So,
Alan B.
You're very trusting of what the government say, what the papers say. You don't seem to question them in the same way you question everything else. You've made an assertion here that someone's a liar and then told us to go speak to Spurs, and then when we try and get Spurs in, you've said we can't trust Spurs, so I don't see why you're telling us to speak to Spurs.
Yeah,
So
it
have
seems
you
a
got
bit
any
double-speak
evidence
out.
at all to back your claim
not
about
double-speak
Jose's
at all.
actions?
Did you have a channel and a voice back then, Jose, or you were just in on the panels a lot and things like that?
I had a channel and I had a bunch of little uploads and observations already on my channel, and I did spoke in that show a bunch of times. I wasn't as big as like Arwen or Riley, but I had a voice. Yeah, used to present some points and stuff.
Did you ever have a debate with anyone, one-on-one or anything,
Uh
around back then?
I got a revisit. I don't remember a lot. I didn't have like debate, but I had a few back and forths with some of the guys, the Globers. Yeah,
Okay.
I was mostly respectful.
Yeah.
If you want
elsewhere?
to get on the Discord server, there's.
Why
No,
would you want to
no,
get
we
on the
don't.
Discord server?
Okay.
It's a shithole. We don't
Okay,
want to go
so we
there.
go on the Discord server, and what will we find to back your assertion there?
You'll find.
Rancid Fanny is what we'll find.
Alan, is this going to change the shape of the Earth? What my opinion is on it?
No, it just proves that you're a liar.
No, it proves you're a liar. That you're making claims without
Damn.
evidence. So far, other than you saying he behaves differently, you've provided absolutely nothing to back that claim.
Well, I've given you an option to join somewhere where you
So
can
what?
speak.
So an option to join is not evidence. Oh, Judge, yeah, I didn't kill the man. Tell you what you can do. You can go and.
Who's the person he's talking to? I don't.
It's Alan B, the one in the left.
Oh, okay.
Join this club,
and
and that's what you can do. You can go and join this club, Judge. That's my evidence for my defence. Go and join this club.
Do some research, Nathan. You could go and.
Oh,
check
what
with
like you do with WikiLeaks?
I can back up what Alan is saying. I was there, and I thought Jose was a globe earther.
That's P. Mars, isn't it?
Yep.
And then the next day he went back to being a flat earther. That's why I
You
want to
hear how I behave? Go into my channel. I got the video when I joined Timmy Osman, the video when I joined Soundly, and other videos when I hang out with you, with the globe earthers.
I've watched
It's on my channel, period.
I've watched that video, and the worst I would say about him was that he was being politely neutral. But at the end of the day, he concluded that he didn't validate the claim. He actually said those words, I didn't get the same results. So I don't really see how you can call him a liar.
Well, I have. No.
It's a bit
You
harsh.
haven't
Alan.
backed it with evidence. So the
You're
only
the guy in
conclusion
apology.
we and the audience can draw is that you are the liar, Alan. That you're the one smearing people with no evidence.
Hang on.
Yep.
Did he just
Well,
say
again-
I can? No.
Yeah, that was Alan. Alan is hilarious, Alan B.
Is that like? Can we use that? Because I said no.
Yeah, that's funny.
Obfuscator, red herring specialist,
I gave
And
you.
what I can
overall
say,
troll, pretender, actor, wannabe, old English.
See if he says I gave you
charming man,
Discord to
Alan
join.
B.
Let's see if that's his evidence again.
Gave you an opportunity
all-
to speak to
all
two
I
of
can
the
say-
witnesses, and you refused.
all I can
Oh,
say,
an
the Jemp and the
option?
Discord people don't like
Wow.
about me. is
Sorry,
that
I'm
I
just a
don't
bit
say-
overwhelmed with this option we've been given. Wow, that's amazing evidence. An option to do
Were you trying to talk, Jose, then, and he just talked straight? He talked straight over you.
Yeah, straight over me. Yeah, he let me talk in a minute. Yeah.
something. That's incredible evidence, Alan.
Do
The
some
standards are
research
so
and-
high.
So the Gem band, the Gem Discord people, they say they're not agreeing with me because they say I cut the curve and I deny it. They say you are a denier, but they're looking forward for me to go again. So they're hanging in there because they know are gonna see the curve, are gonna catch it, and are gonna present it. And I will present whatever I catch. Is it a curve or not? I don't know. But they're looking forward for it. They say, so you're all right, but because at least you take the videos and you present them. I don't gonna interpret the videos. I'm just gonna present them. Period.
Which was the video that you said that you had Tim on? Is it on your channel?
I'm with Timmy Osman on my channel. Yeah, I went to hang out with Timmy, talk about flat Earth and other stuff or something like that.
Right, I've got it on screen. I'm just going to see if there's a transcript. Let's just see if I can find the conclusion of what you actually said at the time. Give me 5 minutes. I'll be back with you.
No worries. But the general consensus from what Jose's just said is they seem to be calling him a curve denier over on Discord, Alan.
You what?
They seem to be calling him a curve denier.
Oh.
The person we're talking about that you've claimed is a liar.
No, the accusation was that he's a flip-flopper depending on who he's with.
And that's not what Jose's just read. He's just read a few comments that seem to be accusing him of being a curve denier.
Where's he read those from?
Discord.
Which section?
I don't know. Jose read them. Have you got anything to present? To back your claim?
Yes, I was there.
So that's not that's
Apparently
hearsay.
you don't know what was there,
So do you want to
so-
actually present some evidence of that? Not that
I
you were
was
there.
there.
Not that you were there. That what you say is true. Because you're
I was
calling
there.
a man a liar. I'm just
I
going to
was
call you a
there.
liar, Alan. You're a liar. You've been on the panel loads and you're just a liar. We know
No.
you're a liar. You lie about.
What I can do this shit, blah, blah, blah. Why would somebody that supports the curvature of the Earth and validates Soundly's work call him out?
You better ask him and why he's got a split personality.
Well,
It
it's
doesn't
not
seem to be
supporting your
supporting your
assertion that he's a
argument,
liar, is
Alan.
it, when he's
It's not
He's on
supporting your
camera
argument
calling out
at all.
family.
Neither has Nathan denied my claim.
No. This is your claim.
Can I please have permission to just kick him because he's in his pure obfuscation mode? This is gonna go on until the end of the show, guaranteed.
Scroll like
No,
2
I
or 3
agree with
minutes,
him.
you know.
I was
a few
there with
times.
Alan, and I
I
felt
mean, it was fun. That the rest of the hangouts was fun, but maybe scroll like every few minutes and see what goes down. I really don't remember at all what went down there.
Sorry.
Yeah, one's PMARS.
What's wrong with PMARS?
Well, he's hardly neutral, is he?
Well, he's no more
Clinically insane, that's a problem.
He's no less neutral
That's all
than
right.
you.
You know, don't hold it against him.
But he's no less neutral than me.
I'm not insane. I'm schizoid.
Oh, all right. That doesn't fall information that you're really a person because you're just an
What do you think I
actor
am, a dog?
that copy pastes that actor's face on their icon, never shows who they are. Very good at their.
Scott Veach in his costume.
Your religious icon is very distracting. I know.
Yeah, I know.
It's like you feel this.
I call M. Scott
from the
Beach as a
inside to
witness.
worship him because he's been closer to your fantasy.
What?
So you want that. You want more.
I call M. Scott Beach a witness of my interaction in Discord. He's 90% of the time been there when I speak. And I don't know if he agrees or disagrees with my approach, but he can tell if I'm lying or not. Boom.
Why don't you nip on Discord and ask him?
I think an assertion without evidence can be dismissed without evidence.
Scott says, I think Jose is upfront about his approach. That's what Scott said.
Well, Nathan, what do you think?
I think
It's like I was on trial or
nothing
something.
has
What the
backed
fuck?
Alan's claim whatsoever. So pretty much nothing Alan says is worth anything.
Except PMARS.
Well, what value should we attach to PMAR's witness statement here?
Are you saying he's less worthy than you?
Well, he's not exactly unbiased, is he? And I can, if push came to shove, and PMARS was put on the spot to support you or not, I reckon he'd support you.
I doubt it. We have no history.
I'm pretty unbiased.
We don't really have any history together.
Yeah, I would throw him under the bus in a heartbeat.
Yeah, but PMARS, in a bad mood, you'd throw anybody under the bus.
I have no loyalty, really, to Pete.
So, Jose, no loyalty. Same thing applies then. For all we know, this could be you throwing Jose under the bus, and this could be your opportunity then, Al. Right, P?
Well, I've had a previous conversation with Jose about the same.
See the curve.
Yeah, he does believe things that Daddy told him are true as well, though.
I call out ball earthers all the time, like Sean Hufford is a hypocrite and Reds. These guys are liars.
So what?
Hold on, I witnessed Jose do something. None of them have witnessed me porn bomb. It's totally
You've
different.
admitted it multiple times.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez.
Back then.
Back in the day.
Back in the day. Yeah, well,
All
he tried to,
kinds of fun,
that
man.
P. Mars tried to come into my side chat a few times, but the spanners
he's an
are on
ass.
him straight away. Oh, that was a bit of nostalgia. How
Yeah, a
about,
little bit of-
we pick out one of your early videos that you might have been talking with somebody? That might be interesting.
With Tim, I'm with Tim Osman in it. It's like I had a little one-on-one with Tim Osman when I was an earlier flat earther. You know, I was already a part of the Oakley show a little bit, but I was kind of new into the flat earth. You know,
Okay.
and I uploaded a video with.
Yeah, I'm going right
talk
back. You'd have to go right back, do I?
Yeah.
Roll right down. So what, about 12 months ago?
Yeah.
Oh,
Somewhere around
shit,
there.
12 months. You got a lot of videos.
Oh yeah. Even previous to my daily show, the 200 shows that I did, I got a bunch. Yeah.
39, 27, 20, 19. These are your open discussions. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 9 months ago. 10 months ago. Okay.
Yeah, 1 year ago.
Got to go back before that because
I got it right here. I'll share the link with you.
Yeah, it's just interesting.
Let's see. I'll copy and paste into the thing over here.
Yeah,
Oh shit! I lost the chat.
You gave your P900 a workout by the look of it here.
Shit. I gotta find the one where Jeranism officially gave me the P900. You know, I'm gonna check that out on my channel soon. I don't remember at all what went down in that Timmy Osman discussion of me, at all.
What I like about Jose in the current way he goes about certain conversations he has is he can actually play the flat earther for about 45 minutes before he goes, nah man, just kidding.
Oh, I can't go back any further. I went 11 years, 10 years, then it jumps to 2 years. There's a gap between 10 years and 2 years ago.
Yes, I did the channel early, back in the day, over 10 years ago. And I uploaded 1 or 2 little clips of whatever family. And I used to watch a lot of YouTube, but I never uploaded anything until I started doing the flat earth thing, you know?
Yeah, your first one, going by this, was Flat Earth The Awakening.
Yeah, and that was about 6 months after I looked into the flat earth for the first time. I sit on it for like 6 months before I did my first video on flat earth.
And then you went chemtrail, more chemtrails. Is the Earth flat? A flat Earth debate. Shout out to Nathan Oakley. It only went for 2 minutes. That one. Okay. So this one you've picked specifically. I stopped by Timmy's stream and I talked about flat Earth optics, personalities, truth, and more. Okay.
Yep.
Have a look at that.
I don't remember nothing that went down in that stream, bro. At all.
I'm doing excellent. Thank you.
I hope I don't want to get copy strike for sound.
Very good.
No.
So what's up, man? Are you you're the dude that hits up Nathan's a lot, right?
Yeah, I've been jumping in the show for the last maybe month, almost in the daily basis.
Gotcha. You pretty sure they're onto something?
I like the format, just being an open hangout. Many people is afraid to the mute button and the gated setup that he has, but I think it's good. I think it's all right.
Did you ever see some of the first ones, like 1 through 80?
Yes, I did, and it was good. It was pretty good, man. It was hilarious. You know, when David was there and Curved,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
all of all the big names that I used to look. You know, the Globe proponents and Lewis and all them people. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. So there's room that, maybe they're wrong in your mind. Could be. I mean, as far as like the Earth is flat concept.
Yeah, anything is possible. Yeah, I've been in the last actually few weeks probably
I've been questioning myself, like what am I into, myself in my own struggle,
That's cool, man. It's kind of like, I've been around for, 4 years probably now, basically. And there's not many that can be helped. Like they basically have to help themselves, and it's a process. And I don't know if I don't know if anyone or some of them will come out of it, but you know, it is what it is at this point. It's kind of harmless, really, but as I've always said from the beginning, I've always thought it was a psyop, and I thought it was basically a good way to discredit people who have different stories, I guess you could say, to the official story. So
I'm just going to give a shout out to Professor Phil. He said he's back home now, getting some sleep, join on another show. Yeah, that's okay, Phil. Tomorrow night.
Hey, I want to shout.
Don't forget
Go ahead, go ahead.
Tomorrow night's the normal streaming time for the show. So
I want to shout out Sean Hawkins in the chat.
yeah, shout out to Sean.
Beautiful comment you typed there, sir.
Strong words, but gets the point across.
they can kind of dismiss you and say, "Hey, what are you, one of those flat earthers?" And I've seen it before. It's not as prevalent as I might think, or I might once have thought it would be. But I've seen it on news so many times, dude. It's like in the mainstream. It's not something they're trying to hide. That's for sure. Like it's been all over the news. I mean, Shaq and some of the biggest stars. It's in people's subconscious. So
Yeah, I stumbled through this by accident. I wasn't looking for this shit. I don't even know what I was watching on YouTube, and it just was recommended to me. Freaking Eddie Bravo talking to Joe Rogan, the first show they had. He was chatting like, "Oh, look it up, like I'm crazy or whatever." That one show, and that's that's the show that made me go through all this freaking rabbit hole.
that's really, I mean, that's another good one. Joe Rogan is a huge, huge name, and he's talked about it many times. So it's out there, and I've always thought it would be purposely. And I also somewhat predicted that basically would see them start to censor these kinds of different thoughts. So not to say that flat Earth is 100% to blame, but things like Alex Jones and other people being, these random YouTube things that happen. Um, I hate to sound like Pete Shea, but it's all part of a greater game.
I hear that. I know. I hear you, man. I hear you.
It seems. I don't know. But
Yeah, I've been the last maybe 3 or 4 days. I haven't been in, but I've been going a lot in the last few weeks to the Gem Pandas Discord. I was there the other day, like freaking almost the whole day, just chatting with the guys there. Pretty cool.
nice. I mean, you might not agree with a lot of these people politically or about a lot of stuff, but some of them you can pick their brain because a lot of people have different knowledge and different things.
Might skip forward a bit if the. It doesn't sound like
Yeah, I
you're
don't
going to be
remember
talking
that.
about anything to do with the flat Earth as
Evidence.
such. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah.
But then he says this other or something, and it's all visible. No, it's all just
It's a monologue.
it's all. I don't know. It's very
Obstructed.
conclusive.
Obstructed is the word.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it just, in one sense, uh, because the gimbal stays parallel to the ground, it actually debunks the horizon rise to eye level. Some of these
Because a gimbal stays parallel to the ground, it debunks. Okay.
do. because it's looking over water, and the horizon doesn't. And in my opinion, it wouldn't on a flat Earth either, how they describe it, but doesn't, on the drone. But also, it demonstrates obstruction. It demonstrates, changing elevation. So
Yeah.
I've done this in
I think
all.
I'm
Go
me
ahead.
me.
Is he? This Tommy guy, is he a flat earther or not? From what? Or Timmy, sorry, Timmy.
Tim Osman.
Tim Osman.
Tim Osman, he's a Glover.
Yeah, he's a Glober, but he does, like, he perpetuates certain conspiracies to fish for content,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So he gets on the backs of certain people and makes them not like him so much. But I've actually spoken to him once before, and yeah, all he does it for is to get guests. He baits them in and then gets the discussion. But because he baits people in, they think that he's tricking them into a situation that they're not prepared for. But if you know your subject, or you know enough of your subject, which, like, the flat earthers have had 5 years to get all that crappy information from Eric DeBay, because that's all the arguments they use.
I never watched Eric Dubay, by the way.
Okay.
But everything Eric DeBay said, right, most of that comes from the Robotham Zetetic
Samuel
Astronomy.
Robotham, yeah.
Yeah, it comes from his book, like that 8 inches per mile squared, right? That was an initial measurement, and then Robotham put it in the book as this is gospel. And then it just flowed on from there that you must do the Zetetic thing, where unless you've been there and witnessed it yourself, it's not possibly true.
But we've never used that 8 inches per mile squared, because that's a different measurement for something else, isn't it?
Okay, so 8 inches per mile squared, as far as I can tell from having looked up some stuff some mathematicians in Australia have done, right? If your eyes are on the floor at a mile, it'll drop 8 inches. The moment you stand up, the calculation is inaccurate.
Yeah. But the 8 inches per mile squared, the error is, the error gets to be, looking it up for you at the moment, let me find it. The error of the drop that is measured by the 8 inches per mile squared compared with being on the actual globe becomes 1 meter at 10 kilometers. But nearly 20, about 15 kilometers.
Yeah, so you go like, what's 15 kilometers? That's like 3% of 1 degree.
Yeah. and then the change gets ballistically
like a
bigger.
parabola.
Phil beat you to it, Davros.
Did he?
I mean, the error is I think it might actually be even more than, because I'm actually plotting the correct distance as you would measure it on a sphere against the 8 inches per mile squared. And yeah, the error is actually not bad out to even out to 1,000 kilometers. It's not particularly huge. It's when it's as you get further and further out, it just goes.
Yeah, but you can't use it at elevation either. It's a ground level measurement.
Correct.
Whereas if you go up, you can add your degrees to the actual curvature measurement, and it'll give you a more accurate decision. Because if you use 8 inches per mile square, and say you're at 1,000 feet, and your drop is half a degree, you're gonna see that become more exaggerated.
Yeah. Well, let's face it. You can't actually see drop. Drop is almost a completely useless figure. The useful figure is hidden.
Yes, that's what. So that's why Walter Bislin put both those in his calculator. Has the drop, right?
Yeah,
So,
and the hidden.
yeah, so the drop is the value from the tangent, whereas the hidden is the value from your eye level.
Oh, Phil, don't throw in formulas. I got no idea.
Yeah, yes, Phil. Yes, yes. We understand you're smart, right? And I've seen that equation before. Okay, we don't want the equation where we're explaining without using math.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like pictures, Phil.
I'm actually looking at the two. I'm actually looking at the functions as a graph. But of course, it's going to it's going to screw with the flurfies anyway, because it's using log axes. Because it's a hell of a lot easier to do a log graph of it than it is to do a linear graph of it, because the linear graph really doesn't tell you anything, because
because your linear graph would only work off the tangent and not give you the angle from observer height, would it?
I'm comparing zero observer height.
Yep.
Because that's the only reasonable comparison to make. And
which you can't even do that with a camera.
No, but because of omnidirectional aerials, DME and ADS-B essentially have a zero observer height.
I agree.
Their effective radar horizon is based on a zero observer height.
I know who Terry's going to agree with.
No, I was just going to say with Glover, Mum. Don't have to say anything else.
But that's my specific. But I've only plotted that because it's my specific interest in radar and navigation aids, and that's what actually works for.
Actually, I figured it.
That's what works for me, which is why I put those graphs up that I keep having rotating around, because they show what the radar horizon is for the radar that is at 30 meters altitude and tipped up by 1 degree at the base and goes up to 12.5 degrees. Half a degree at the base and 12.5 degrees at the top. And
Professor just agreed with us, Alan.
Yeah, but he's shouting, yes, yes, yes.
Tangent is meaningless.
You don't wind Phil up, otherwise you'll be begging to come on here to explain it all.
And of course, I'm just worried about what my nice straight line of sight microwaves are doing.
Yes. Well, something I worked out, right, is that 8 inches per mile squared is terrible, but 8 inches per mile actually is quite accurate, because at 9.6 miles, the drop is 72 inches, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When I look at the table in the spreadsheet that I built the graph from, you can see that and even if you compare 8 inches per mile squared with the hidden
value,
the hidden value, for a zero observer height, the error is very small, out to 100 kilometers.
Yeah, but I've got a story. I've got a story, Alan.
Yeah.
A wee little man named Dan the Waterman, right? He reckons at 9.6
Yes.
miles, it's supposed to be 30 freaking feet. And also standing,
any idea?
yeah, also standing at 14 feet above the level of the water.
Yeah. Do you want to just, if you would like to tell me what 9.6 miles is in nautical miles, I could probably give you all of the figures but unfortunately, I only have the distance in
Yeah. Hey, look, Alan.
Nautical miles.
Don't fuss, because it doesn't take long, because my Google's not broken.
Yeah. Yeah, no, because obviously I have this huge great table in front of me that tells me that I calculated out for myself rather than relying on somebody else.
Okay, Carl, what did I do again? I did something. I'm in trouble again.
It's 8.34.
Let me find. Oh, I wish my mouse worked properly.
You feed it more cheese?
But I could give it to you in kilometers, meters, yards, feet, decimeters, inches, centimeters, and millimeters if you want.
Well, tell me in meters, because that's what I've actually got.
15,446.4.
John Rapp, yeah, g'day John. Just driving my team homeward from work. Please astonish and amaze us. Well, what are you doing here? Oh, I started a surprise stream. Yeah, well, that's my thing then.
So, Alan, if you want to work out normal miles into nautical miles, you divide it by 1.151. That's rounded.
How many meters? 15,000.
15,446.4 is 9.6 miles.
I want as I'm doing it 100-meter steps.
Yep.
50. Mouse. Right, I'm getting a new mouse because this one just doesn't want to go anywhere. Oh, there we go.
We derailed a little bit because and Jose's dropped as well.
Oh, did he? Yeah. He's probably gone to bed.
Yeah. So
and Sean's having a nap.
Yeah, that'll be right.
I'm just learning.
According to my calculations, 8 inches per mile squared is 1.86 times 10 to the 1 meters drop. Oh, is
10 to the 1's 10, Alan. Remember that?
Yeah. So 18.6 meters, it says.
18.6 meters at 8 inches per mile squared. And when I did the calculation for 9.6 miles...
At 15,400 meters.
So 15.5 kilometers, right?
Yeah.
By their calculation, it's an 18-meter drop, right?
Yeah.
Okay, my calculation, using Walter Bislin, is 72 inches, about 6 feet. A meter.
Okay, so I guess I need to go and recheck my... I can't see how I can get 8 inches per mile squared that wrong. Or is that what 8 inches per mile? Because...
That's why it is a bunk calculation. It's just Terrible.
We're doing okay, Joe.
Well, isn't it just a geometrical measurement? It doesn't include any refraction or anything like that. That's just
Oh no, this
standard
is
geometric.
this is just a standard geometric, and I have I've converted 8 inches to 0.2032 meters, and then I have the distance in meters divided by 1609.344, and that is all squared.
Yep. What's the number?
And that's what I and when I put 15,400 in as the distance in meters, that's what I get out. 1.86 times 10 to the 1 meters.
So 18 meters.
18 meters.
Well, 18.6 because it's 1.86
Yes.
times 10. So you just move it one decimal place. Yep.
Yes, 18.6 meters.
You're getting Phil triggered
Sorry,
out in the
I'm
side
just-
chat, you know.
Sorry?
You're getting Professor Phil triggered in the side chat.
No.
Oh,
Forget the formula unless you plan to be an ant. It's totally wrong. Yeah. We're not disputing that, Phil. We're not disputing that. We're working out how messed up it is at 10 miles, let alone at 100.
We're trying to work out why I've managed to screw it up, or I'd like to work out why I've managed to screw the calculation up, because otherwise I may well have screwed up my other calculations. So it really does help, because the calculation that I used to work out what the actual drop would be on a sphere gives me pretty much the same result. And if I've cocked that up, have I cocked up my calculation for the hidden, which is important, which is the one that's actually important to me? But my hidden results seem to get the result I expect. Because it's my prediction for what I'm going to get once I find the bits to set up my ADS-B receiver and plot range versus altitude. But I need to predict it before I do it, don't I? Am I talking to myself again?
No.
No, Alan. I'm just.
Sorry.
Well, when you're getting into the math formulas and everything and calculations, unless I can see it written down as you're doing it.
Yeah. Listen to this. 8 inches per mile squared approximation function underestimates the correct value at distance less than 391 kilometers. Right.
Yeah.
At 1 mile or 1.6 kilometers, the error is 0.0314%, but it decreases to 0 at 391 kilometers. So in other words, you have to, for it to be accurate, you have to be 400 kilometers away.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm just replying to Jay. Side chat. Send the data and calculations and I'll let you know.
Sorry, I've got the spreadsheet full screen, so I can't actually see the chat.
That's okay. I'm reading it for you. He wants to check your figures.
Oh, yeah. I'll pull the.
We can do it for tomorrow night, Phil.
I'll pull all my calculations and put them in the Discord. That would be the easiest way.
And then you can argue about it tomorrow night.
Yeah, especially doing it at 5 o'clock in the morning is probably not the best thing I can be doing.
No, it's not.
What I'm going to do is copy the link, and I'm gonna drop it into the YouTube chat. The link to Walter Bislin's description of 8 inches per mile squared, and all the calculations that go along with it.
Yes, Jay, I got your message. Just get used to texting.
Also, if you look at that Walter Bislin, he draws the graph of where it starts. Technically, it starts below the horizon, meets the horizon, then goes over the horizon. But it's flipped. Okay, so if you flip the graph, you'll get the representation of where it crosses at the 400-kilometer mark. That's when the parabola kicks in.
Yeah.
Oh dear, I've got homework to do. Because Jay can't speak at the moment, I've got to do everything for him. You could have made it easier by putting the link in there for me. Now I've got to go and find it.
Oh, Professor Bell wants someone to trigger him. Earth's flat, mate.
Yeah.
Earth is flat in your local area.
Well, you got to watch the recent Blue Marble and Wally debunking flat that guy. That'll trigger you.
By the way, hashtag Flurpies. It's a new FTD. I'll pop that in chat as well.
Yeah, I do apologise if I was triggering Professor Phil, but
no, don't apologise.
I was just trying to work stuff out for myself correctly.
Yeah, you can trigger Phil if you want, Jay.
And of course, my calculations take no account of dip to horizon and stuff because, again, not something I need to worry about. All I'm worried about is the height and the fact that I'm looking upwards slightly. And what my hidden is at a particular slant range. Planes run on compressed air.
Jay, don't be bad. But by the way, if anyone says that you can only see the full moon at midnight, at the beginning of the year you could see the full moon at 3:46 p.m. in Adelaide, Australia. Look at the picture. Look, read. Actually, I don't think between January and September that there was even one of them that said it was at midnight. What's the closest? 2:23 a.m. is the closest for full moon at midnight.
Suppose I better change that. If I have doubt on my numbers, I better not use them, had I?
I thought I had Flight Path YouTube channel. Jay, I have to go to your... Oh, wouldn't I think of that? Silly me.
Well, you just click on his name.
No, I know. I just thought of it then. I just realised... Oh, that's right. That's how you do it.
Did you give Bandy the Glober a spanner?
I don't know who that is.
Well, he knows who you are.
Yeah, he knows who I am, for some reason.
Well, he said hello to you.
Yeah, I said hello back.
Yeah.
Here we go. What have we got here? One day ago. Little fun with descent overload. Read description. But I've subscribed to your thing. Oh, because it's only new, that's right. Oh, you had to upload something. A bit out of a game. Yeah, we'll watch it for 2 seconds. It only goes... I won't play the whole lot of it for you, Jay. We'll just see how bad you are. What's this game called? Descent overload.
Descent? Oh. Last game I played on the PC was Descent. The original one.
Yeah, I think I've got a Descent game.
Wow, Descent? That originally came out on a PlayStation 1.
Wow.
I played it on the PC back in like '95.
Yeah, that's when PlayStation 1 was at full fruition.
Because I just got a new PC. It actually made me motion sick.
Yeah, I was going to say this would make you motion sick by doing this.
Yeah, because it works on the 3 axes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that'd make anyone motion sick. Wow. Yeah, I'm not into those type of games. Sorry.
I actually bought myself a joystick so I could play it.
Yeah, I've got a hand controller here that I can plug into the computer for games.
Yes, Carl and Flight Path. I know it came out on PC first. I was just stating that it was a game that was on PlayStation 1, which meant it's really bloody old.
Yeah, well, it was a DOS game.
Yes. Yes, you had to open up your C drive and type run.
Well, you just didn't start Windows if you had Windows.
Yeah.
You just let the
you
computer
do it through
boot
the
to
DOS load. Yeah, DOS load screen, and then you'd hit the button and then
you
you'd type.
just go.
Yeah.
What, does it have graphics as well? Enough graphics or whatever?
Yeah, it's just if you had Windows in the background on an old 486 or something like that, you wouldn't be able to run it.
No.
Windows would take up too much of the memory.
So you'd have to close. You couldn't run it with Windows at the same time. You couldn't run it in a DOS box in Windows 3.1.
Easy to play on PC. PS controller.
PlayStation controller for life.
I've got a controller that's almost identical to the Sony PlayStation controller.
Carl, you didn't hear what I bloody said. I said yes. I know it came out on PC first. I'm just saying it came out on PlayStation, which was 25 years ago. Oh, no. I'm not triggered. I'm always triggered. That's my secret. Listen to me when I tell you. It old.
I used to have the Super Nintendo, but I shouldn't have gave that one away. And the Sega. I had a Sega too, and as well. I haven't got them anymore.
Yeah. I got my first PC in Easter 1995. So I just missed Windows 95 by 3 months.
I think I've still got a Sony PlayStation laying around, but not. I don't know if it's the black one or the grey one. Not sure. I haven't got a TV to plug it in now. Those old consoles.
You can get adapters that run via HDMI.
Yeah, but I thought the graphics wouldn't come up too good on a big screen LCD TV.
It'll run at 4.3.
Wow. In the Nintendo one I had the extra cartridge, the cheat cartridge that could go in it for all the games. Not that you needed to have cheat. Just saying. What Jay say? He was how old? Descent 1 came out in '94. First game I bought. You're only a 13. I'm sure I've got a PC version of that up there somewhere. I'd have to look.
Jeez, I hate waiting for YouTube to load. There you go. Released in '95 on the PlayStation 1.
I've got old games up there that I haven't even completed. Going back.
First two games I played on a PS1 was Tomb Raider and Tekken.
Well, Terry, thank you for having me on. If you're still going once Rita's been, I will join you again.
Yeah,
or
that's
if you're
fine.
running some other stream later.
Yeah, if things
about
slow down here, I can always stop and.
In about 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah. Otherwise, we'll be just on Discord.
Yeah, I shall see you guys later.
Later.
Bye, Alan.
Later,
When I can get the mouse to work and make me hit the leave meeting button.
Yeah. I
See
think
you
I'm gonna
guys
hop off.
Later.
I think I'm gonna hop off here as well. See ya.
Righto, Sean.
Bye, Sean.
Yeah. Yeah, tomorrow's a different day.
Yep.
I've got like 2 weeks off after this.
Oh.
Wow.
Then what are you
Yeah,
going to do with
so it'll
yourself?
be nice.
Sit back, put your
I'm
feet
going
up?
out camping.
Oh, okay.
I'm going out camping for like an entire week, so that'll be fun.
Yeah. Well, catch and eat.
Oh yeah, catch and eat. Probably some catfish, maybe some bass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it'll be good.
You take enough beer with you.
Well, I don't drink, but I'll take enough
Oh.
water. I gotta make sure I have coffee too.
Well, okay. And beans.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't
Probably
forget the
rice.
beans. Gotta have some
Probably
beans.
rice. Rice is a little bit easier to carry, and plus easier to cook. I think you've had enough of the beans. All right, guys, have a good night.
Yeah, you too, Sean.
All right, Sean.
Yep.
Take it easy, buddy.
Later.
What are we gonna do, Terry?
I don't know, unless who's out in the side chat?
Well, there
Got
was 26
Carl.
out there.
We got
Yeah.
John's there. John's.
Yeah, John Rapp, Carl Edwards.
Well, there is a couple of videos we can play for all of the 24 people that are still watching. What do I do with it? Let me just whip it out for you. I can find it. Close a few windows so I know where I am. Yeah, we don't need any of that.
Yeah, close down that high IQ.
Yeah, I don't know what that one was. I don't know where that came from. Don't need that one. Where would I have hidden? What's laying around? I did see a Where's Wally. Where's a Wally? Where's a Wally? Wally go. Oh, Jay just sent me a picture. Oh. Open original. There. Doing something.
Oh, loading.
That means it's going to load for a while. So that's that
No,
game.
earlier in the chat, they said loading triggers me.
Inquisitive Quandary. Getting a few people coming in now. No, we're not going to try to get into computer games too much because that'll just go down end up going down a rabbit hole. Where'd Wally go? I had a Where's Wally floating around. Sly uploaded Flat Earth Close Encounters Part 1. I'll have to... That. Wrong thing. Click the wrong button. Get back there. I thought I had Where's Wally come up on my Shill channel on the YouTube, on the Discord. Where are we? Shill. Automatically. Other people are putting things in there now. Sensible.
Yeah, they make it hard for you, don't they?
Yeah, Mr. Sensible. Mr. Sensible. Mitchell from Australia busted. I'll open them up and then I can just have them ready to go. I haven't played a Mr. Sensible for a while. Marvel Girl? What was Marvel Girls? Relaxing moments with somebody. I'll have to watch that separate. The space Tasman. What's this one? I just do that? Yeah, I don't know it twice. Oh, yeah, but you wouldn't have been talking with them, Jay. You would have been texting with them if you can't talk.
Yeah.
Glover Mum. I'll put that up first. But I thought I had. Okay. What else is it? Book of the Sun. Oh, that idiot.
Oh, finally. The temperature's starting to drop.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we had a change in wind late yesterday afternoon. It
Well,
blew all the smoke away.
We've dropped from 45 to 42. No, we actually, we had a fire, 20, not even 20 kilometres away from us to the north. The suburb of Manapara was evacuated. A suburb.
Wow.
Yeah.
We'll do a couple of videos that have been brought out lately.
Yeah, just make sure you leave enough for tomorrow night, mate.
Yeah, these are just a couple of random ones. Because this is not the theme I'm following this week.
What's the theme we're following this week? That random theme that we always follow.
Yeah, it's always the random theme. I thought I did have a theme for Saturday. Oh, shit, now, because that conversation we had over on Discord the other day that got derailed and I was going down a train of thought. Now, Jay can't talk.
What? What?
Jay, you can't talk.
But we know what he sounds like.
We know it.
We've heard him before.
What's that, Carl? It's a shortish one, a funny one. What are we talking about, Carl? Wait, I missed that.
Take over Mum's video on that guy. It's a
please.
shortish one. It's a funny one.
Glover Mum's video. Glover Mum. Now I've got to go and find Glover Mum's video.
No, we've got ding dongs.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, I heard a ding dong. You don't have to talk. Just nod your head.
Hi, Terry.
Hi, Jay.
No, this is kind of how I sound right now. This is not good.
No, that's okay. Just shorten your sentences to a couple of words.
Yes and no's. Yes and no's.
And not too many syllables either, because that makes it worse on your throat.
Yeah.
Jay sounds like he's got the death.
That's getting around, isn't it? A few people. It's not the same thing
it's allergy related out here. It's not a cold. It's allergy related.
So it's the other death.
Yeah, the one that won't kill you.
It's death by pollination.
Much. It happens to me every freaking winter. This always happens during the winter.
Glover Mum. What's Glover Mum's got? Just chasing up a couple of videos here. Glover Mum.
Flat Earthers, Globe Deniers, conspiracy.
Which video you want me to play? The one from
Oh, Terry.
No, I'm trying to go back through the chat to find out which one. Because I've only got a small window.
Not him.
because I've only got a small window for the text, I've got to scroll. Hey, no.
How come you don't undock the text window and put it like to the side of your main window you got open?
Because I'm OCD and I like everything laid out in symmetrical patterns.
Oh, okay. You're one of those guys. Gotcha.
It's the PSA one, public service announcement.
Yep, there's 2 of them.
Yeah, it's one that says fixed.
So
yes,
the
click
fixed
that
one.
one.
The fixed
Yes.
one. Right. Alright, got that one. And I might leave that guy's one, the Wally one,
tomorrow.
for Saturday. Yeah, and because I've got a blue, I've got a that guy. Where's Wally one? I mean, and I don't know if I've got anything else for that.
I just heard thunder.
And I'll play them one that I'll play a couple of the if I've got a couple of that guy. Not that guy. For Mr. Sensible. So that's not ruining the theme for tomorrow. Alright, move you over. Don't need you there. There. Sharing is caring. Okay, you've got all that. Here we go. I've got no idea what this is, so.
Alright, what is this?
I got no idea. Global Mum told me to watch it.
Oh, okay. So listen to the mom. Got it.
Yes. Shush. Shush.
You never want to be that guy.
YouTube, that guy again, just driving to work real quick on this nice Monday.
Because if you don't click your seatbelt in, you could get a ticket.
Oh, at least it's not the same theme as what we're actually looking at.
Seatbelts save your lives. How many people in here die from seatbelts? Lots. It's true. A lot of people die because they don't click their seatbelt.
I don't have to do it because I have what's known as common sense.
What? Common sense? Okay. So I can cross the road when there's traffic.
What's up, everybody? That guy again. Just driving home from the disc golf course. Look, I got my seatbelt on this time. Because it's my choice.
Wow. You might as well just drive in reverse. But they click the seatbelt behind them because it stops your bipper going off on the newer cars, doesn't it? But yes, you can throw all these statistics out and everything, but doesn't he look at back? He can't even think back because of his age. He's only young. Back in the day when cars were brought out without the seat belts and for safety, you didn't have anything to protect yourself, and the injuries and deaths.
Yes, Terry. That's the whole reason Global Mum has done this. Because we have a piece of safety equipment installed in the car for one reason and one reason only.
Keep your head from rolling down the street when you get into a collision?
Well, it's more to stop you getting flung through the windscreen and then having the head separation where your head rolls down the street.
Yep. Wow.
Yeah, don't flurf and drive. But isn't it true over in America you have some states that the seat belts is not compulsory? Is that true?
That's a pretty wild assertion there, Terry.
No, I thought there was a thing in America where some states had a seatbelt law.
Like nearly all of them have a seatbelt law. Everyone. I drove a semi truck for a living for a year and a half and went to all the continental states, and every single road I drove on in the U.S., no matter what state I was, I saw a sign saying "click it or ticket." And seatbelts a law.
Wow.
That's as far as I know. I don't know of any state that doesn't have it as a law.
Maybe Alabama.
Possible. I don't know. No,
Well, yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Glover must be correcting me. She said most states now have a seatbelt law, so it must have been a thing in the past.
It started about 10 years ago with Arizona making it a law, and then New Mexico, and eventually California. Like the western half of the U.S. became law to have a seatbelt on, and then I think it just kind of spread like wildfire through the rest of the states.
Yeah,
I think.
Terry, stop living in the past, man.
Got to catch
But
up, you
they
reckon?
made it a law because so many dumbasses wouldn't use the stupid thing.
Yeah.
And it costs more money in having EMTs and the helicopter pick someone up off the side of the street. So it's like, okay, well, these dumb fuckers don't want to wear it. We're going to force them to wear it.
But how could that guy's logic work in the common sense department? Yes, I've got common sense when I'm driving defensively or whatever they call it, for watching out for people. Yeah, for when you're watching out for people might coming in off your side streets or pulling out of a driveway or all those type of things. That's your awareness of when you're driving type thing. But
yeah.
I can't see how that makes the seatbelt part of it being common sense.
Putting it on is common sense. Choosing not to put your seatbelt on is just dumb fuckery to no end.
I thought not dying was a part of common sense.
Yeah.
I'm in a 1.5 ton vehicle. Maybe I should put something on that will restrain me from moving forward due to angular momentum.
Well, there was a thing I have seen videos where truck drivers weren't wearing their seatbelts.
Terry's in the kitchen.
Yeah, shut up. Oh, wait a minute. I've got to do my sound thing. Is it?
Yeah, he's doing a leaking warrior.
There we go.
I thought he just took us to the pisser with him.
I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't do this live on stream. I shouldn't stream on stream. There we go.
So hey Terry, I hear you guys are having a pretty nasty heat wave down there.
Well, Davros is, but I'm not too bad. Yesterday we had pushed nearly 40, but that was because we had a bit of a westerly wind blowing, and we got a heap of smoke haze. We could barely see the mountain just behind me.
You guys are
today's okay.
Jay, at 10:30 a.m. this morning, it was 111 Fahrenheit.
Nice, perfect weather.
Yeah, perfect weather.
It is now 4:01 p.m.
Yeah.
I'm going to change to freedom units.
Yeah.
I missed those numbers.
And it is now 106 degrees.
Oh, so it's dropped a couple of degrees. It must be cool. You must have to take your jumper off now. Or put it back on.
Those are amateur numbers. You got to bump that up another 10 degrees. It'll be good.
Jay.
Yep.
We have 280 separate fires burning in our entire country at the moment.
Well, we had a whole state on fire. California, if that counts.
We have a whole country on fire. That's as big as the continental United States, brother.
That's true. I'll give you that. You got more fires going on than we did this last summer.
Yeah, but it's not burning where the sand is.
No.
No, it's just where we live.
Yeah, anywhere where there's trees is where we live.
Takes a lot to turn sand into glass, doesn't it?
Yeah. There's a few people living out west, out in Alice Springs and Broken Hill and those type of places.
Yeah.
Yes, Mippet. I just heard a clap of thunder earlier too. Yeah, I'm hoping it comes with lots of rain because we had a fire just north of Manapara.
Oh, the fires out in California. Someone figured it out that a lot of homeless people are causing that. They're up in the mountain ranges having a little campfire, and it gets out of control when the wind comes in. And the next thing you know, they got the whole state is a fucking inferno.
It only takes a few embers to fly out of your fire and go off somewhere and start a fire. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't doubt that thought of homeless people having fires as what the cause is. A couple of years ago, I took a trip out to San Diego,
It's not like
and
it's
in San
deliberate,
Diego they
though,
have a
is it?
top. Huh?
It's not like the homeless people are doing it deliberately.
No, they're not doing it deliberately, but they're camping out in the hills, and there's a lot of homeless in San Diego. I mean, a lot, and I don't doubt it if that's one of the causes, like one of the causes.
That's a good topic to bring up. I know it might be a bit of a satellite topic to what we were talking about originally, but for homeless compared to us, do we blame the government or society for that?
Society.
Society.
Yeah, it's societal. So breakdown of family, job losses. You can't blame losing your job on the government unless you work for the government.
And the government does have cutbacks frequently out here.
Yes.
There's even times where the Senate will get into arguments with each other, and they're like, "Well, if it's not going to go my way, I'm going to shut down the government." And so they do it. They shut it down. Well, you got people who have been working for the government that have to pay their mortgage and pay their bills, and if they don't go to work, they can't pay their damn bills. And eventually, whoever they're leasing their apartment through, or renting a house through, or even paying a mortgage on, forecloses on them and kicks them out, and then they're fucked. And then now they're homeless. They can't go back to work even when the government does open back up. It's a pretty shitty situation. I find it quite stupid that our Senate will hold hundreds of thousands of jobs hostage because they can't agree on something on the floor, and it screws a lot of people over. That's the one part where I can see where it's the government's fault, because they bicker like kindergartners in a classroom.
Yeah, but isn't there also the other problem to do with welfare? The way you can claim welfare if you're not working? Isn't that another issue that you have?
That the welfare thing out here, from what I gather from what I see, welfare is for those who legitimately cannot have a job. Like, they use it to survive while they're going through school or skill training, or whatever trade school they're going through to gain a skill to have a job. It's there to utilize for a little while, and once you got your training and you're done, you're ready to go to work, you're supposed to get off of it. But there are families and there are people who legitimately cannot have a job via disability or whatever that rely on the welfare system. And sometimes they get screwed over or whatever, like they get kicked off for one reason or another, and it kicks them out of their home. And so there are a few spots where the government is at fault for causing homelessness, but I would say most of it is due to the private sector of things. Or say somebody screws up at work and it pisses off the employer, well, they get shit canned. When you get fired and you have fired on your resume, or when you go to submit a resume for a new job, and they ask you why you don't work here at this other company anymore, and you tell them you're fired, you got fired for such and such, well, they're not going to hire you. They won't hire somebody for that reason.
Yeah, well, a lot of my jobs, I was just retrenched or just let go because they didn't need me anymore.
They call that a layoff up here.
Yeah, they just laid. I've got nearly every single job I've ever had. I could say that's the reason that I've lost the job. They just didn't need me anymore.
Yeah, it's like they laid you off because whatever they were having done is completed and they don't need you anymore.
Yeah.
So they lay off, and most of the companies out here, when they lay you off, they give you a separation package. Like they drop, like, they give you a $4,000 paycheck, and then here's some extra stuff or whatever, and they send you on your way. So you have some money to live on while you look for another job. Or there was another term. It's like a layoff. It's like a furlough, where the company will have everything completed. They'll lay you off temporarily for like a few weeks, and then when it comes time to have production pick up again, they call you back and have you come back to work. I think they call it a furlough. I don't remember what the term was.
Yeah, I think our states over here are all basically similar for the dole. But I haven't heard of anything different, like in different states or not.
Looky, there's a little bit of relief coming.
Like Glober said, welfare. Oh shit, chat moved on me. Go back. Welfare cash
Global Mom,
aid is a stepping
real quick.
stone. If you lose a job and you need help, you can only be on it for 5 years, lifetime in California, and you must work or volunteer somewhere if you can.
Yeah, and she also states that you can get unemployment if you're laid off. That's true in a lot of states. Here in New Mexico, where I live, if you get laid off, you've got to really fight tooth and nail for your unemployment benefits. You have to prove to them that you were laid off for the wrong reason.
Oh, jeez. Whose interpretation for the wrong reason?
Exactly. I've never been laid off from a job or fired from a job. Like I'll usually drop my 2-week notice when I get sick of it. I give my 2-week notice and say I'm out of here. Or if I get the feeling that management doesn't like me for some reason and they're looking for a reason to fire me, I will submit my 2-week notice and I'll I'll fulfill the 2-week notice. I'll be done with them before they can even pull that trigger.
You left with good terms from that other courier job you did, didn't you?
From truck driving, yeah, I did. I left on good terms from truck driving. I gave them a 2-week notice, and the 2-week notice doesn't necessarily mean you have to fulfill the full 2 weeks of work. That gives them 2 weeks to find a replacement for you. Well, I got lucky. I gave them my 2-week notice, and they found a replacement for me within 2 days. So I didn't have to continue doing it after that.
And what about what you're doing now for the couriering? Is that working out all right so far?
Oh, absolutely beautiful, man. I love it. It's my own business, self-employed. I have a handful of contracts, about 5 different companies that I run for. They're all law offices in one healthcare facility. The pay is way better than when I was working as a truck driver, and I have one part-time employee right now, and it's just working perfect.
Yeah, just so you know, Terry, No Name is fornicating for Bernie.
What? No name.
Well, I'm rooting for Bernie.
As long as I still have my rights to do what I want, make as much money as I want. I don't care who's in office. But
I don't care. I do what I want.
I have a problem.
A thug. You've already got a thug. Financial thug.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I still have my rights to do whatever I want to do. I still have the right to become the next millionaire. I still have the right to vote. Still have the right to own a gun. I still have the right to own property, a house. None of my rights have been violated. So I'm totally cool. I'm good for now.
But Jay, what if I violated you?
Well, I'd just punch you in the teeth.
Well, so you're gonna have trouble.
I said, if you try to violate me, I'll punch you in the teeth.
You won't know you've been violated.
Oh, you're doing it on the sly.
I'm doing it like the government.
But I haven't had any problems. Like the past few years, I haven't had any. Nothing's changed in my life was during this president's time in office as opposed to the previous president. When he was in office, everything was the same as what's going on right now today. I've not noticed any difference on my paychecks. I haven't noticed any increased taxes. It's all the same. And I'm thinking, okay, well, the guy's doing what he's doing, and it's not affecting me, so I don't know what the issue is. I don't really follow it that detailed as to what's going on in our government out here.
Yeah, Jay. Okay.
Yeah.
Your country is doing well, but it's the relationships that your president is making between other countries that is the problem that the rest of the world is talking about. So I mean, look. No. It's not about it's about trade, right? So he wants the country to become self-sufficient, but that's not how a global economy works.
That's true. It's every country should be trading with each other all the time. It's just how things get done. We got to build stuff. We need materials, and say, my country doesn't have a particular material, but yours does. We can buy it off you, and you present a tax for it. Hey, there's a tax to purchase this material from your country that we need.
It's like you guys buy 3 times as much uranium from us than you can produce.
Yeah, we don't. I don't think we have materials in our soil to produce as much that other countries have.
Yeah, so from what I discovered from the other night, you guys produce about 6% of your uranium for your nuclear energy. You buy 18% from us.
Yeah.
So you have to have that trade with us to be able to get it, don't you?
Yeah.
Right. But it's also the fact that China has trade for uranium with us. But
China has like a lot, like a huge access to that, doesn't they?
Yes, but we have a greater. Well, okay. So uranium, as far as I understand it, comes in certain grades of aluminium, of uranium, and what it can be turned into. Right. So when you get the yellow cake uranium, right, until it's turned into uranium-235, it's not a viable product. Depending on the quality of that yellow cake will depend on how much you can make per pound of it into a 235 uranium rod.
Right.
So that's like, we can buy uranium from you, but we can buy better uranium from that guy over there, or we can buy better jade from that country over there, or we can sell our military arms to that country over there, and then they can provide us with oil, or they can provide us with textiles. And
one of the biggest one country that has a particularly large amount of lithium for battery construction is Afghanistan, from what I've heard. I haven't really dug into it, but from what I've seen here,
Doorknob head
is
what did Doorknob head say?
No, it's he said what I said. I said Rod.
He's cherry picking words again.
I was going to respond to we need critical thinking. He said Trump ended net neutrality. Now prices are higher and we have data caps. Censorships is up. Websites are being throttled. I don't know where you're at, dude, but I pay $40 a month for a rather decently high internet connection, and not a single website I've been to has been throttled. And my gaming PC that's got a lot of modern stuff in it right now. My brother helped me build it. He's the computer guy. We built basically a $4,000 machine for $700.
Yeah, I did that. I did that 7 years ago. I sourced all the parts for myself. Total cost in Australian dollars was just over $1,100. The actual value of the PC was $4,200 if it was bought at a shop.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't see where online internet prices are higher. I have never had a data cap. I don't have any censorship on my computer. If I want to visit I can go to any freaking website I want to on my computer, and there's no data caps on it. There's no censorship, and they're not throttled. So I don't know where are you? We need critical thinking that has happened to you. And who's your service provider? Because if that's happening, you need to change service providers.
Yeah.
Yes, Roger Rabbit. I was cutting out the middleman.
Excuse me.
But anyway, so yeah, what I can see, right, in your country, people are starting to get jobs again, even though unemployment figures haven't really shifted that much. You're starting to become self-sufficient, but your self-sufficiency is finite. It can only last so long. And if he breaks those barriers to your country, getting imports at cheaper prices, then other countries are going to put tariffs on you.
Yeah. I mean, I fully expect another country to charge my country a tax or tariff to purchase their product. That's like when I go to the gas station or and buy fuel, I have to pay a tax on fuel for where it comes from. And I don't have a problem with that. But as long as the tariffs aren't outrageously high, where our country can't afford to purchase that product. You know what I mean? Like it's got to be a fair rate, nothing huge. Like if we were to sell stuff to you guys, there would be, of course, a tariff or I guess whatever tax cost. I guess I don't really follow it too detailed. So forgive me if I'm kind of a little bit lost on trying to follow that part of the tariffs.
Well, that's why we have what's called a free trade agreement with China. Okay, the only taxes you pay are the local taxes.
Oh, okay.
In your country, right? So, say I buy something on eBay that comes from China or Hong Kong or somewhere in Malaysia, I will be taxed on my purchase, but that's the government tax here. It's not the tax from that country.
Gotcha. Okay, on track.
Yeah. Because our country brought it in at the beginning of this year that if you make a overseas purchase using currency, we're going to charge 2% on top of that and take our cut.
Okay. No, yeah, that makes sense. There was a part that I purchased from my computer that came from Japan, and I bought the part for $100, but after shipping costs and taxes and whatever, it turned out to be like $115, which was no sweat off my back.
Terry?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Listening.
Yeah, I had to make sure you're still awake, Terry.
No, I'm dead. I'm totally awake. I'm trying to follow the conversation, but when you get into economics and trade, to present day to the past, like I can only just think of the history side of things. Like I've looked into American trade and economy going back over the years. How well I can see, because I follow that Route 66 type stuff, Jay, and not only does that showed loss in economy, so to speak, with some of the towns and things that were bypassed because of the roads, and the towns, but the towns also that are actually completely ghost towns.
Yeah.
Not because of the Route 66 type scenarios, but just actual towns, just in the middle of anywhere.
Well, it's because they rerouted the roads.
Yeah, but not just rerouted the road, but there's towns that have just gone kabunk because the local trade or business or whatever the economy was fed by for that area.
Yeah. Well, like when Route 66 was originally put in, you had a bunch of little small towns that popped up and they were doing really well. And then when they went with the interstate design, the 2 lanes in 2 directions, like Interstate 40, which is Route 66, it rerouted the highway a decent distance from those little towns. So those little towns were losing money. They didn't get that money anymore because, higher speed limits, they can go from point A to point B a little quicker because of the rerouting of the road. They basically dried up and went under.
And all the satellite businesses from just that town, all the different shops that fed off each other.
Yeah. I forgot what highway it was, but it went up from Arizona to Las Vegas, and it's just a 2-lane highway. I think it's 94 or 95. And there's a town up there that has a population of 10. It has a stop sign, a few houses, and a single gas station that can charge whatever the hell it wants per gallon of gas.
Because they're in the middle of nowhere, so to speak, and anyone that comes through, they have to pay.
Yeah, and I forgot the name of the town though. I really do. And I also I can't really remember the name of the highway.
Well, but we've got our own Route 66 road called the Hume Highway that runs from Sydney to Melbourne, and it did bypass a lot of towns over the years, and there is certain stretches of it where the towns were still sort of still there, but if you Google Street View them and look at the areas that have been bypassed. They've died. The towns have died. There's nothing there anymore. Might be a few people live, or a tourist attraction maybe of some sort, something historical, things like that.
Oh yeah. Just to address Marty Moose in the chat. Yeah, don't mess with Ozzie, man. We'll beat the shit out of you.
What's this? Congrats Ozzie on having another What's a UFC?
Ultimate Fighting Championship.
Amazing, you guys have had 3 champs in the past year. If you count New Zealand. Well, you don't count. No, you don't count New Zealand, Matty Miss.
Yes, we do. Russell Crowe, Farlap, Pavlova.
Okay.
Pavlova's a conspiracy. Right.
I was going to back up the chat here. We Need Critical Thinking said something that kind of caught my eye. Where's it at?
I'm chatting to somebody else on another live stream. By the way, I'm multitasking.
Oh, you got ADD. Cool. Right on. Oh, there he is. Trump. See, he said Trump also passed the Cloud Act to spy illegally on foreigners. I think that depends on where the foreigner is coming from. There's a lot of nasty stuff that comes out of the Middle East that comes here to the U.S. Like, look at what happened to on that the Navy base in Florida, where they had a Saudi, I guess you want to call it an exchange student, for lack of better words, shot up he killed 2 people and injured 8, and he was from Saudi Arabia. And like at that point, it's like I don't blame them for wanting to listen in on foreigners that come from that area, because it's just not a good relationship between us and the Middle East. It's not. But I think it all depends on where that foreigner comes from, as far as like listening in on them. Like it's to just kind of to protect us here at home, like like I don't know if
so he
said,
amended.
you got a neighbor that's an ex-con that moved in next door. Okay, well, we'll keep an eye on him. Whatever, but
he amended the Cloud Act.
He amended it. Okay.
Yes, it was amended so that he could. Holy crap! If someone was expected to be doing something against said Patriot Act in another country, they were legally allowed to take their data from whatever cloud provider. If I'm understanding this law correctly.
Yes, Mum Baked Cakes. I do have a video here with that we're going to watch in a minute. It's Mitchell from Australia, and Mr. Sensible brought it out. So don't give me any spoiler alerts about it.
And No Name states the Trump administration also increased the effective reach of the U.S. Border Patrol Agency, so now they have jurisdiction anywhere within 200 miles of the border. I'm fine with that. That doesn't bother me any. It doesn't affect me. What it is it's supposed to stop illegal immigration and illegal activity coming over our border. Like there's no problems with someone who wants to come here totally legally. Like if they got the paperwork to be here in the United States, by all means, they got the paperwork to be here. Let them be here. But it's to stop the illegal crap that comes over the border. And someone said that, oh shit, I forgot what board I saw it on. Somebody was stating that Trump was hating on immigrants. Like, no, he's not hating on anybody. What he doesn't really like is the ineffectiveness of our border patrol. It's just not, at that time, was not very effective. And he's trying to stop the illegal aspect and encourage the legal aspect of coming into the United States. Like, there's nothing wrong with coming here legally. Absolutely nothing wrong with that at all. And the illegal side of things is what needs to be stopped and what needs to be fixed. There was
but technically
there was a case.
But technically, you've got a border over for Canada, because you can't just cross over to Canada easily, can you?
No, you can't.
Yeah.
And this was a while back. There was an article I was reading where a rancher had beat an illegal immigrant to death because this guy this dude was trying to rape his daughter, and
Oh,
he
okay.
heard his daughter screaming for help, and he went out to the barn, saw the guy messing with her, and he beat the guy to death. And it turned out it was an illegal immigrant with falsified documents, and he beat the guy to death, and there were no charges filed against the father because the father was protecting his daughter. And if I was a
Not
cop
at
that had
first. They
there,
wouldn't. Yeah, they would have investigated at first, but first he would have been held for questioning to start with, obviously.
well, yeah, I mean they obviously questioned the father, so asked him what was going on, what happened, and the dad was like, this guy, he was my hired hand. He came in here to work for me, and I caught him doing this with my daughter, and I killed him. So, further investigation later on down the road, they found out it was an illegal immigrant with falsified documents. And the police were like, you know what? You're protecting your child. We understand that. No charges filed.
Hmm.
It's like,
damn immigrants.
Yeah, but then
illegal.
is the American criminal system where you get a strike against your name as a criminal that you were charged in the first place, or do they weigh that? Because I've heard that can happen. You don't have to get a strike on your name as being a criminal of some, even though you've got charges dropped and all those sort of things. Is it going on a record as such?
Oh, so like, you're saying like if say you get charged with DUI, but you get found not guilty for DUI.
Yeah.
Yeah, that still sticks. A buddy of mine, he was on medication coming home from work. This was years ago. He had a bad migraine while at work, took some medication, and it made him drowsy. He got pulled over, and they thought he was drunk, and so they took him in, and it turned out it was the medication he took for the migraine just made him drowsy. So he didn't get charged. He did not get convicted of DUI,
Yeah.
but he got charged. But the charge for DUI stuck, and he ended up having to put a breathalyzer in his truck for 1 year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking things like for when you're going for a job or something, and they look at your criminal history, and if you've got anything to say that you've got a criminal history, but the employer, I don't know if the employer actually gets to see the criminal history, or is it just it's like over here where you've got to go for a job now, you've got to get a police report sort of thing to get a job. Yeah.
It's there. The guy that I set up a contract with, that took me on to help me start my business and gave me these contracts. He was able to see my background and saw that I had been arrested 6 years ago, but he didn't worry about that because it was for a traffic citation that I didn't show up to court for. I paid the traffic citation, but I didn't go to court for it. So bench warrant, got arrested. And he was able to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you're charged with something but not convicted with it, the charge still shows. I think it's for a certain period of time, then it goes away. Where if you're convicted, the conviction stays forever. It never goes away.
Yeah, here if you're convicted of drink driving, it will stay on your record for 10 years.
Here it's 7.
But if you only get fined at the breathalyzer station, it's not technically a conviction.
It's like a slap on the wrist. Don't do that shit again.
But yeah, you still get a fine and lose your points. Lose some points on your license.
Yeah, you lose your points and you have to pay the fine, but it's not classified as a conviction. It's classified as an infringement.
Gotcha. Now we have the same thing on our licenses too in the state that I live in. I don't know about the rest of the states, but Arizona and New Mexico both do the whole points on your license thing. Where if you get you get a speeding ticket, there's a point. If you're convicted of something driving related, there's another point. Accident, there's a point. That's one thing I don't understand, and I never could figure it out. What exactly is the point system on your driver's license? If you don't mind helping me out with that.
Demerit point system, if you accrue a certain amount of points, your license will be taken away for a specified amount of time.
Gotcha. Okay.
Who deleted your comment? No name. I didn't delete anyone's comment. Only I can delete your comment. No name. And I didn't delete anyone's comment.
Oh, no name. Hey, sometimes the live chat when you punch in a comment, it'll pop up and disappear. Yeah, but it's just a live chat thing that YouTube just randomly does it. It's done it to me too, and I thought my comments were
Yeah,
being deleted. On the channel.
actually, what you can't type the name of the whistleblower into YouTube chat.
What?
Yeah, you can't do it.
Why not? That's
a weird one. I've never noticed that before. Why can't I say R3DN3 TK?
Oh, why can't you say redneck?
Standard disclaimer.
Redneck.
I don't know.
Oh, is that supposed to be redneck? Okay.
It's your country, mate. You're the one being censored, not me.
No Name said I can't say redneck. No Name said yep.
Oh, hey, Terry, by the way, I found a Bogon Avenue, by the way, here in Albuquerque.
A Bogon Avenue. Oh, you've got to take a photo of that and put it into Discord.
I did. Hold on a second. I'm going to go to Discord and see if I can take a picture. Take a minute. Just to find it. I drive up Bogon Avenue every day. Hold on. I'm scrolling through my pictures to find it.
And it's spelt Bogan?
Yes.
Oh, no. That's classic.
Bogon Avenue.
That's classic.
What did you say it means? It means like basically a redneck, right?
Yeah. You could say it's a twist on a redneck. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I'll give you the. Okay, our bogans look like Joe Dirt.
Oh yeah, Joe Dirt. Yeah, you could say
the flannelette shirt,
mullet. Yeah.
Talks terribly and missing a couple of teeth.
And driving a Holden Commodore, usually a VN.
We call those Alabamians. Oh, come on. Where the fuck is it? I got to find it. God damn it. I have it in my phone. I took a picture of it the other day.
I'm trying to think of a car that a Bogon equivalent would be a Bogon in America. It'd have to be an early...
Chevy Nova.
You reckon it should... No, Chevy, no. I wouldn't put
No. It was the same popularity type car back in the 70s compared to our late 80s, early 90s car.
Yeah, but if you're a Bogon today, you're driving an early model Commodore or an early model Ford.
Oh my God, where the hell is it?
I'm trying to think of what a car would be over there. Yeah.
Oh, a Buick or something like that, I reckon.
Ex-cop car? Vic, Crown? Maybe?
Crown Vic.
Crown Vic, yeah, that's it. Something like that.
That was a pretty popular cop car out here back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Fuck, can't find it. You know what? You can find it if you open up your Google Maps and type in Bogon Avenue, Albuquerque, New Mexico. You'll see the street sign for it.
Okay, I can do that.
Hey, I'll be right back. I gotta use the restroom. Back in a minute.
Okay, I'll open up Google Pro. Don't need that. Why does that maximize when I didn't want it maximized? Resize it every time. It should stay where I wanted it. Well, I just resize it so I can play with it. I like Google Pro.
Sorry, Terry, I was just taking my moon boot off and I didn't want people to hear the Velcro. Oh, well, I have to wear it for a few hours, but like with the temperature at the moment, just was getting uncomfortable.
Yeah, get a bit sweaty.
Yeah, because I have to wear a sock inside it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back. Did you find it?
I just opened up Google Pro and I'm just about to type in Bogan Avenue Street, or is it a street?
Avenue.
Avenue.
Bogon Avenue.
Avenue. Yeah. Next. Yeah, Bagon Avenue. I need to know the town and the thing.
Oh, Albuquerque.
L.
Albuquerque. New Mexico.
I can't type as quick as you. Spell Albuquerque slower again. A-L-B.
Yeah, okay. A-L-B.
Yeah.
U-Q.
U-Q.
E-R.
E-R.
Q-U-E.
Q-U-E. New Mexico. Come up?
Did it pop up?
I don't know. I got northeast.
Yeah, it's northeast.
That'll kick in. Whoa, here we go. All the way around to the map. Bagon Avenue. Reindeer? That's the name of the town.
What?
That's what it says it's in. Let's zoom out a bit. Yeah, I'm in Albuquerque. Bagon Avenue. Cross streets
Jefferson.
Oh, I lost my tag. It's a back street.
A little bit, yeah.
And it runs onto Pan American Freeway, or next to the Pan American Freeway. And it, oh, this is just around from your depot thing, or similar. Yeah, Jefferson. That's a cross street. Yep.
Yep.
Here we go. I'll show people in the outside world where I am. I know. There you go. Bagon Avenue. Wow.
There we go.
Yeah, I'll drop in it. There we go. We'll drop down into it.
It's a nice industrial area.
Yeah, there we go. Bagon Avenue.
You know, if it
That's
wasn't for
east.
you parking on the wrong side of the street, you'd think it's a street in Australia.
Yeah, you'd think it was an industrial street in Australia. Yeah, there's a Bagon truck. American equivalent to a Bagon would drive that.
Yeah, like Nissan Navaras.
Navigate towards the east. Go east on the road.
East.
You'll see the street sign.
I'm going the other
You're
way.
going west.
I'm going the wrong way.
Oh yeah, and just an update on a fire that was burning about 20 k's north of my location. It has taken the fire department 4.5 hours to contain it.
God damn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, go east.
I'm going east.
Okay.
I think, yeah, well.
Towards Jeff.
I'm going east.
West. You're going west.
No, it says east here.
That's northeast.
It says east
Said
that way.
northeast.
Hey? I got facing to the east on the map.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
I know.
Wait a minute.
I know.
What's going on here?
No, you're facing west.
How can I be? Wait a minute.
Facing west.
Wait a minute. That's north. Because the
Yeah,
little
and
ends
east
at the
is to your
top.
right. East is to your right. If you're facing north, turn to your right.
Spin north.
Yeah, if I go that, it says I'm facing east, west.
Gotta go east, and you're going west.
I don't know. It got me confused.
Oh my goodness, you people, terrible.
Look. I'll exit Street View. All right, and I'll put the map thing back around to north. So that's north.
There you go. Go that way.
Top's north, and if I go that way, that's east.
Correct.
Right.
Towards the mountain. Go towards the mountain.
Okay. Now I'll come back down.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. I'm facing mountains.
That mountain on the left.
Yeah,
Is
there's
that
a
the one
mountain
you're
over
talking
there.
about?
Yeah, I can see a mountain over there.
You wanna find the intersection of Jefferson and Bogon, and you'll see the street sign. You go back down to Street View right there, that intersection. You should be able to see the street sign.
No, turn around.
Oh, he's
Go
got
the other way.
it.
See the green street sign just there. If you, just near the stop sign. Zoom in.
Move east a little bit. There you go.
There must be a zoom thing here somewhere.
Yep, it does. It says Bogan Avenue. I can zoom it in my own screen on my phone. And the George S. Thompson Medical Center is on the corner.
Yep.
That's a nice way to park. I'm just going to park on the speed hump. Yeah.
I was just going to say that too. I was going to say something about the guy parked there. There you go, Bogon Avenue.
Oh, here we go. I found something. There we go. I just wanted to get a good screenshot of it. There we go. Just to prove it.
Albuquerque represent.
Can you zoom in at all? There we go. Yeah, there you are. And look, some insurance lawyer just got some free advertisement right there to the right.
544-4444 in Albuquerque. Call me for a claim about parking over a speed hump.
Bumpers?
And embroidery. Interesting mix.
Yeah, it's funny about those accident injury attorneys that they have out here. Their name seems to kind of match what happened. You get hurt, call Bert. 844-4444. In a wreck, call Beck.
You and Blue, better together.
On I-25, there's this billboard that drives me insane because it's supposed to say Blue, but it's some actor or musician or whatever. But it's spelled B-L-A-U, and every time I see it, I go blow. I can't help it. I hate it. I hate that fucking billboard. So, Terry, if you turn around towards the south.
That way.
Okay, you're east, keep going.
Is that south?
See that road right there?
Yeah.
Across the road? No, yes. You're too far. Well, shit. You know, it'll help if I actually look on the the Zoom app instead of
yeah. You're about 30 seconds behind us.
I just went into Jefferson and turned left.
Oh, hang on. Let me go to Zoom real quick.
Have I got the wrong way? Do you want me to go back to the intersection?
Right. Let me see where are you.
Right. I'm at the intersection, and I can look left, look right.
Okay. Hold on. There's a little lag in my phone. So just to the right of that building, there's a street that comes out to Jefferson. Yeah, there it is. You go up that road. It's not letting you go that way, is it?
No, I've got to follow the arrow.
Oh, okay.
Yep, now I'm in that street.
All right, go up that street a little ways past the building on the right. All right. So that parking lot is coming up here. See the building to the right? You want to go to your left a little bit. A little bit more to the left. That building up there.
A big car park.
Yeah, there's a building on the left.
See the building to the left of the parking lot up there?
This one?
That one.
Yeah. That one right there. That's one of my clients right there.
Wow.
I pick up their stuff, yeah, and then I run it about 60 miles north every day.
Where's the name of it? Is that just the name? It just says Jefferson and the number.
That's the address, of course.
Yeah.
No doxing.
No doxing.
Yeah, I'm not going to drop the name up here, but I'll tell you in Discord though. A private message to you. Here.
Yeah, it's purple dildos.
Right. You check your Discord, Terry. You'll see the name of it. But don't screen share it.
No.
Yeah, definitely don't want to dox them. It's a good company. That one pays me the most.
No. We can't turn left at Albuquerque. We're turning left in Albuquerque.
You know, depending on which direction Bugs Bunny was going he going east or west? If he was going east and turn left, he'd be going north. If he was going west, turn left, he'd be going south. I'm kind of curious. Excuse me.
So should we investigate to which way Bugs Bunny was originally tunneling to find out whether or not he turned left to go north or turned right to go south?
It's a good question, is it not?
Because if he came in from the north, if he turned left, he would have gone east, and if he turned right, he would have gone west.
That's correct.
I almost messed that up. Well, it's Terry's Google Earthing is disorientating.
Well, I like to face north. Makes it easier to orientate myself.
Well, actually, sitting in my chair in the lounge room, I'm actually facing north.
I'm facing south.
I'm facing south. I'm standing on my front porch. How cold is it right now? Hold on. $29 degrees Fahrenheit right now.
106.
Nice.
I win.
Oh, I can't wait for the hundreds to come back. I hate cold weather. So check this out. In 1994, I got to experience 128.9 fucking degrees. God, that was hot.
Whoa.
Yeah, just so you know, Jay, yesterday our maximum was 113 Fahrenheit and our minimum was only 93.
That sounds like where I grew up, Arizona, New Mexico. Look at that every year.
Is Death Valley in Arizona?
Shared by Arizona, California. It's Mojave Valley. It gets hotter than hell. I think its record was 132. And I don't remember
56 or 58 Celsius, something like that.
Yeah. I remember going with my wife. My wife took me down to some of her family's house back in Imperial, California a couple of years ago during the summer. And with the humidity and the heat index, it was like 137 with the heat index. So it made it like 125 without it. God, it was uncomfortable. So I got here. I don't know if you guys have the same thing up there in Australia, but here they account for humidity in the air when it's hot out, and they call it a heat index. So
we had 8% humidity. I don't think the humidity index was going to make any difference.
Yeah, once you hit a certain temp, it doesn't fucking matter. Hot is hot. And Terry, look up Lake Havasu City, Arizona.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Or you can look up Havasu, Havasu.
Okay, so here's a little something. Temperatures measured directly on the ground may exceed air temperatures by 30 to 50 degrees centigrade or 54 to 90 Fahrenheit. The highest natural ground surface temperature ever recorded was 93.9 degrees centigrade or 201 Fahrenheit at Furnace Creek, Death Valley, California on the 15th of July, 1972.
There you go. Can melt your shoes. Oh, what was the highest temperature ever recorded?
There's water there.
Yeah, it's a lake. And that's an island.
Okay, highest temperature ever recorded was 56.7 degrees at Furnace Creek, Greenland Ranch, California.
Yeah, hot.
Bert proposes the highest reliably recorded temperature on Earth could be at Death Valley, but that is instead 54 degrees centigrade or 129.2, recorded on the 30th of June 2013.
I was there for that.
Yeah, this is lower than the 1931 record of 55 at 131. Tunisia, where are we? In 1942, 54 degrees centigrade. La-di-da-di-da. Oh, the WMO. There have been other unconfirmed reports of high temperatures with readings as high as 66.8 at Flaming Mountains of China in 2008. However, these temperatures have never been confirmed and are currently considered to have been recorders' errors, thus not being recognized worldwide.
Or just rumors.
So, Algeria's record is 124.3 Fahrenheit or 51.3. Morocco's record is 51.7 or 125. South Africa has a record of 50. Tunisia, 55. Antarctica's hottest temperature ever recorded was 19.8
Who was the guy that walked across Antarctica? I forgot his name. But he did it in I think it was 54 days.
Oh, you mean the guy that walked to the South Pole and back?
No, he walked across the fucking thing.
Oh, hang on.
He was interviewed by Rogan.
I'm just on this bit at the moment, all right? But we're talking about hot, not cold. I was just making a point.
Oh, right.
Yes, point.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got sidetracked with Route 66.
It's all good, man.
Okay. Australia's record is 50.7 degrees centigrade or 123.3 at Oodnadatta, South Australia, 2nd of January 1960.
Damn. That's a good temp right there.
Gee, it's a round thing. Look, it's round. It looks like a globe shape.
Giant fucking muddy rocky ball.
Oh yeah, there's Australia. Oodnadatta, where's that?
So you're talking about O'Brady?
Australia looks like a small upside down version of the US.
Colin O'Brady finished 53 days ahead of British Army Captain Lewis Rudd 49 after an epic race across the ice. 921 miles. Wow, that's a long walk.
He did it on foot.
You can see how much greenery we've got from Perth. The top of Perth down there, you can see the greenery. Rest of
and
it's
then a
desert.
big ass desert.
And that's desert, 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 desert. Not much green there. And a bit over here near the Australian Alps, to the east of Melbourne, and then up the coast, green, up to Queensland. That's all the green there is. The rest
Not a
is,
whole lot.
Yeah, not a lot.
Isn't that where they filmed the first Mad Max movie?
That
anyway?
was out.
That was in Broken Hill.
Oh, okay. Awesome movie, bro.
Which is far west New South Wales. Right there.
It's Broken Hill.
I lived there for 4.5 years.
Huh.
Yeah, I'll drop you down on the road.
Where's your guys' straightest road ever?
That'll be 90 miles straight on the Nullarbor Plain.
There you go. Oh, the couple little shrubs.
Yep.
Oh, look out, Mad Max is coming. Watch out.
Yeah, they have a Mad Max. They have a Mad Max museum at a small town called Silverton, which is about 20k south. South? No. Hang on. Sort of west of Broken Hill. Type in Silverton, New South Wales.
Sorry, I walked on you there for a second, but I was going to say, I'm looking at the chat right now. Wilbur Mom stating that Lake Havasu has the original London Bridge. That's true. McCulloch Realty bought the damn thing, had it disassembled, and built to bridge the island. In Lake Havasu.
So find the pub. Just so up there, there's the pub. That red building. That's the pub.
That's the pub.
I think so. Yeah. You'll see there'll be a little black VW out the front.
Oop, where'd that go?
Yeah, over there where those cars are. You'll see. Turn to the pub. See the little VW? It's done to look like an Interceptor.
I can't zoom in any further.
Terry, you're terrible.
Yes, I can. There you go.
So it's got the little blower out the front, even though the engine's in the back. Yeah, inside there, it's got all photos and stuff from when the movie was filmed.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Actually, if you go, one of the streets here in Silverton was used for part of the movie too.
I love those movies. I thought they were awesome. FVW, is it got a set of wide, like super, what do they call them? Supers? Oh, God damn it. Look at 2 sets of very wide tires on it.
Yes, it does. Yeah, it's got double bogies.
Dualies.
Yeah, dualies. Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen Mad Max to remember any of the.
Did you guys ever see the new one?
The
Fury Road.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I think I've seen it once.
It actually wasn't that bad.
I thought it was awesome. Very action-packed. What they call it? They called it a linear movie, and it didn't bounce back and forth. It just moved forward the whole time. Kind of like a first-person shooter video game. It was done really well.
Because they tried to film it the same way the first one was filmed. It was filmed in sequence.
Yeah, a linear movie. Yeah, it was done really well. I thought it was done great. I loved it. It was the only movie my wife didn't fall asleep in during when we were watching it.
Yeah, you only liked it because it had the flaming guitar on top of the big speaker box.
That was pretty badass.
What I liked is that they used one of the Prodigy songs for that scene.
Oh yeah, which one was that? I forgot. It wasn't Firestarter, was it?
No. I'll tell you. Just give me a second. Because like at night when I go to sleep, I jump onto my favorite bands and musicians YouTube sites and just find the playlists and then play them with one headphone in while I lie on my side. And it's just so cool to listen to it all. I mean, big respect to the loss of Keith Flint, but the day is my enemy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's even got a film clip. How about I go share, copy link, push that button. Where's my Discord? Hello, Discord. There you are. Let's have a hunt around Discord, see what's going on. I will post it into Facebook.
Y'all still alive?
Yeah, we're still alive. I'm just letting the outside show the movie locations, sites.
Gotcha.
Looking up the hill towards Mundy Lookout. So we
Yep,
can
I've been to Mundy. I've been to Mundy Lookout.
Mundy Road, also used in the opening chase, looking towards the corner.
Mhm.
Not
That's
saying
Mad
where the
Max
other.
2.
Yeah. Truck chase. It occurs just as the hill starts to drop from. So it was all along that Mundy area road. Look by the look of it.
Yeah, so that Mundy overlook is between Broken Hill and Silverton.
That's it there.
Yep, I've driven that.
Oh, okay.
In my V8.
Oh. And that's where the
I
truck.
didn't do that.
That's when the truck went off the edge, didn't it?
Yep.
And it didn't have any petrol in it.
No, just sand.
Yeah. Who would have thunk that?
No, because they stored it all in the bus.
Yeah. That just shows you how bright they were to think, not to think that. In the movie, that is.
Oh, the tires on that VW, super singles, not dualies.
Oh, okay.
Super wide tires that are the same the same width as if you put two dualies in there. It's just one giant freaking huge tire.
And Clunes was another place, a town that they used. All the bikes were parked out the front. Oh, it turned off.
Yeah, they used Clunes because it had a train station.
Oh yeah. Interesting.
Well, you too. I've gotta call it quits for them.
Yeah, you've been talking too much. Go and rest your voice. Oh, we've been going for 2 3/4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on then. We can finish up. We can finish up here. So you go and rest your voice, and I might think about what I'm going to have for dinner. So I'll catch you all later. Same channel.
Yes.
Same bat time. Same bat channel.
Yes. Tomorrow we will resume regular programming.
Yeah. I
Maybe.
think I forget what time I've booked it in our time.
I'll tell you, Terry.
7:30 or.
I'll tell you.
Oh, okay.
Shush.
Okay.
7 o'clock my time, so
yeah.
7:30.
Yeah, so 7:30, 8 o'clock, yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Okay then.
Yeah, the after dinner stream.
Yeah. Okay, I'll catch you all later. Thanks for dropping in, Jay. Thanks, Davros,
no
for
problem,
dropping
man.
in.
You guys take it easy, buddy. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Later.
Awesome. See you, mate.